Hi guys, good morning. It's Morning over here, and today I'm privileged to have with me someone who mentors me and who inspires me so much. You guys have no idea. And she's agreed to come on this video and give us some tips and some tricks, tell us about herself and tell us how she's gotten this far in life. Alright, so I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. Her name is Omorinsola Sofola and she's a director in Hilton. Imagine, at such a young age. Alright then, Morin, I'm going to let you do all the talking. Please tell us more about yourself.
Thank you so much, Ndatse, for the wonderful compliments. So my name is Omorinsola, as you said. I'm a globally certified HR practitioner or professional. I have over 15 years of experience in strategic HR leadership. I graduated from the University of Illinois at Chicago in a bachelor's in psychology and also with an MBA as well. I have an MBA. I have my HR Human Resources Management Professional license and also my Global HR Professional license, basically which certifies that I can practice HR anywhere in the world. Big things. So basically I started my career with JP Morgan as an investment banker, and then I moved to Citibank as well in Chicago as an investment banker.
Nice.
In 2005 I decided to move back to Nigeria to pursue my career in, or my passion I would say, in people management, where I then worked for Philips Consulting as an HR consultant, and then I moved to Accenture, which is one of the big 5 consulting firms in the world, as also a senior HR consultant. And then I said, let me go into the industry to actually practice HR. And then I moved to Bank PHB, which is now Keystone Bank, and I was their head of HR business partners, basically managing all their different regional banks across Nigeria, all their different subsidiaries, including their insurance subsidiary, their mortgage subsidiary, and also their investment subsidiary. In addition to that, I was also managing their international subsidiaries as the head of HR business partners. I then got married, which was also one of the reasons I moved back. And then I got married in 2013. I got married to my soulmate, and he lived in Abuja, so I had to relocate to Abuja. And then I found myself in hospitality, where I'm currently the HR director for Hilton. In addition to all that, I'm also a co-owner of the Kingfisher School in Abuja, and also the founding partner of HR Global Solutions. We provide a wide array of HR solutions to organizations in the private and public sector, anything from training to recruitment to HR strategy to HR transformation. So we provide a wide array of solutions to organizations.
Wow.
And like I said earlier, I'm happily married with 2 children, and also a daughter to 2 lovely parents, and also a sister.
Aww.
And a good friend, I would hope.
Wow. Okay guys, I hope you heard all of that, and all of that coming from someone who is so young. You can see how young she is. Like, isn't that inspiring? For me, it's like, I'm always, from afar, she probably doesn't know how much I admire her, but I'm always looking at her like, wow, this woman, I would love to be like you someday.
Thank you, and that's it.
You're welcome. So today I've written some questions which is really going to help you guys, and I hope you learn from her so that you can aspire to be someone like her and even better. So Morin, my first question is, what has been your greatest inspiration so far?
Okay, before I answer your question, in that you've also done so well for yourself at
Thank
such a young
you.
age, and even doing a platform like this to the youth is something that should be commended.
Thank you.
So you're definitely on your way to superstardom.
Thank you, Morin. That's so sweet. Oh, thank you.
So your question was, what inspires me daily?
Yes.
I think I get a lot of my inspiration from the Bible, just reading my Bible, getting inspiration, of course, from Christ, but also various characters in the Bible that I just look up to, or various stories in the Bible My husband inspires me a lot because he's very hardworking, he's very dedicated. He's almost like the Proverbs 31 man, where he's early to rise, he's very hands-on with the children, and he gives me a lot of support. My parents inspire me as well. I'm from a family of academics.
Okay.
So my dad is a PhD. He has a PhD. He's a professor. He was the youngest professor in Nigeria. He also did the first test tube baby in Nigeria, and is pioneering IVF in Nigeria. So when you come from a family like that, you also have to be on your toes.
Exactly.
And of course, my mom is she's a property developer, and she's into real estate as well. So I get a lot of inspiration from my family. I always say it's good to have a mentor that's not so far. Yes, you would admire people like Michelle Obama, but your mentor is somebody that should be close to you.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's very true.
So that's where I get my inspiration from. I also have one or two people I've admired in my career. When I was working for Accenture, the managing partner then was Omorinsola Johnson, so she inspired me a lot. How she had been able to achieve so much and also balance her work and life.
That's interesting. Okay, thank you, Morin, for that one. Well said. So that was very inspiring and that was very well said. I hope you guys are learning. My second question for you, Morin, is what things have you put into practice so far that make you a great leader?
Wow, that's a good question. What things? I think I've put in discipline. I've put in performance management. So regardless of whoever I'm managing, there has to be clear expectations. There also has to be clear understanding and agreement on both parties.
Okay.
So even my nannies at work, my nannies have job descriptions.
Wow.
They exactly know this and this is what I'm supposed to do on a daily basis. This is your reward when you do things well, and these are the consequences or sanctions that would happen when you don't do things well. And I take that module anywhere in my life because it's called the discipline of execution. It's called performance management, and it's also something I also do to myself as well. You know, you have to have set goals in life. Where do you want to be in life?
Very true.
If I were to tell you that 5 years ago I had set a goal that I wanted to be an HR director for a multinational, that is exactly what I had written down. Wow. And I had put in place an action plan to be able to achieve that. And that's what I am today, an HR director for a multinational organization. And never get comfortable.
Where you are.
Never get comfortable as you are. You have to continuously review your goals. So my goal has changed, and I have to continuously review my action plans and make sure I meet those action plans and reward myself where I do well, and then look for ways to improve when I think I have a shortfall.
Wow, interesting. Really, really interesting. I'm learning as well. My third question for you, Morin, is what advice can you give us youths as a young achiever like yourself in growing and building our careers?
I think it's the same thing. Discipline. I think it's setting goals. There's something about the power of setting goals. They say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yes, exactly. Okay,
so you need to plan your life. And they also say you need to measure. What you fail to measure, you can't manage. So while you're planning, you need to set smart goals that are measurable.
True.
Your goals must be smart, specific, measurable, achievable. Don't say that, oh, I want to be the president of Nigeria in 5 years. How achievable or realistic is that? Okay, so specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. That's the SMART acronym that I feel is such a simple yet powerful tool that if a lot of the youth key into, it would take them far. You know, you have to also have some kind of accountability partner. Okay. Somebody that you're close with to say, You said you wanted to achieve these goals. How have you done so far? What actions have you put in place to achieve your goals? So I think those are some just easy tools that the youth can use to help them achieve their dreams and their careers. And I would also follow your passion. Don't let anybody discourage you and say, oh, that's not going to be good, that's not a good idea. You'll find a way that your passion would work for you.
Yes. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, I'm going to ask you another question, which is, what advice can you give us youths as a young achiever as yourself in growing and
don't follow the bandwagon. For example, somebody is into fashion design and you say, wow, they're making a lot of money, I'm going to do it.
So you jump right
in. Or baking, oh, this cake business seems to be doing very well, let me jump into it. Find out what your own passion is. There's so many career assessments and profiles you can take for free online to discover where your talent lies.
That's true.
So you find out where your passion lies. Then also, I know education might not be for everybody, but I will always believe in the importance of education. It might not necessarily be a university degree, but in that passion you're going to pursue, ensure you're a subject matter expert. Get the required qualifications, certifications for you in that passion that you're pursuing for the business you're aiming for. So it's very important that you put yourself as the expert in your field, and the only way you can do that is if you educate yourself, you get the required qualifications for that field. And of course, the smart goal setting is also very important here. If you want to start a business, write down your goals, have a project plan when you want it to be launched. What are all the requirements for the business? Do you need funding? There's so many supports tools in Nigeria today. There's the Tony Elumelu Foundation. There's also Hares Holding Foundation. There's so many out there that if you have a great business idea, they're ready to sponsor several entrepreneurs as well.
Interesting. Yeah. I would also ask, even though I haven't written that question down, is it important to try out things while you're trying to find your passion? Like maybe start taking guitar lessons to see if you're musically inclined, or go to a makeup class, or is it important to do those kind of things as well?
Of course, you don't want to definitely delve into everything, but it should be part of your plan. So as you're trying to find out your talent, you could say part of my goal is to brainstorm for a period of 2 months. And in that brainstorming season, I would get involved in this makeup, I will try baking, I'll try this to see what I'm good at. So it should be part of your plan to understand what you're good at. Is it hair? Is it makeup? Is it baking? Is it being an artisan? Is it being an artist? Is it being an engineer fixing things? Is it teaching? There's so many skills out there that you could say, let me put my hands in and try and see if I'm good at.
Interesting. My next question is, how can you successfully build a great business alongside a great career?
Wow. First of all, you have to ensure time management is something that you need to be able to prioritize. There's something called the time management quadrant. So you have to prioritize what's important and urgent, what's not important, what's not urgent. So the time management quadrant in your daily life. But in balancing the two, you have to definitely have a support system.
Yes,
so definitely in the home front, you have to have a solid foundation and infrastructure to support the home front. Even though you can't delegate all your responsibilities, you need to have a solid foundation. in the career, you don't want the business to compromise your time in your career because you're getting paid to do a job.
True.
Okay, so you don't want your business or your side business to jeopardize or compromise on your quality time in your career at work. Okay, so you need to definitely ensure this time you're at work, you are not using it for the business.
Yes.
You need to be on the job and you need to be present because you're getting paid for that salary.
Exactly.
And then you need to also take time out for your business. So you need to plan your business around your career. Okay, if you need to get somebody that you recruit to manage the business, you need to also ensure your business has its standard operating procedures. So all the processes and procedures are put in place. You need to, of course, start with your business strategy. What's your business strategy?
Okay.
What are your processes that you need? Who are the people that are going to deliver the service? And how and what and when are you going to do that? What are your value systems? So you need to put all that in place and then get the right people to manage that business for you. If it's going to be something that is just you, you need to work it around your career. Okay, so if it's on the weekend that is time for your business, then you have to do that, because once your business is compromising on your career, then you're getting yourself in a sticky situation.
I agree.
Yes.
Okay. Well said, as usual. I was going to ask you who mentors you, but I think you already answered.
It's a wide array of people. So from my husband to my parents, to even my current boss, to people I've had close working relationships in my previous careers.
Okay.
So those are the people that mentor me and guide me.
So thank you so far, Morin. My next question is, how do you maintain a work-life balance?
That's one of the most challenging things when you have so many things you're involved in, your career, your business, your family. You have time for church, you have to make time for yourself, time for your relationship with God or whoever you believe in. It's definitely a big question. For me, I don't think you necessarily balance life on a daily basis. I think you balance life over a period of time. So when you're single, you might have more time for your career. Even the Bible says so. You know, the single women have more time for the Lord.
True.
You know, so it's almost that same analogy. So you balance it over a period of time. When you're married, you might say, okay, this is the time I want to, you know, invest more in my family. So there's certain roles you might not go for. Even though you're pursuing the career, you might not be as aggressive because there might be certain compromises you have to make. You can't always have a win-win situation in all aspects of your life. You know, but the way I balance it is proper planning. You know, I have time for my work. When I'm at work, I'm present, I'm at work. When I need to focus on my business, I take time out and I focus on it. When I'm with my children, no distractions, I'm with my children. When I need to focus on my relationship with Christ, I'm doing my devotions. When I need to be at the gym, I'm at the gym. But sometimes you find that in the multitasking of everything, people are not present.
That's true.
Okay, so you are spending time with your children and you're on the phone or you're doing other things. When you're in your career, you're doing other things. You know, it could work sometimes, but you can get yourself in a bind if you are not focused at every given point in time. There would be some situations where you have to multitask, of course, but when you're focusing on a particular area of your life, you need to ensure you give it your all and your best and your full commitment
at that point in time.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, I want to ask you something I haven't written down here.
Okay.
Would you say marriage has affected pursuing your career, or like how would you balance it out for those of us who are yet to get married?
Okay.
How does marriage kind of affect you building a career, growing a business, or how does it complement it?
Okay.
So that it's not just, I'm not looking at it from a
Negative point of view.
Would you like to give us some tips on how that works?
Yes. And for me, and that boils down to the question of who you marry. It's one of the most important decisions you're going to make. When you're young and you're ambitious or you've achieved a lot, you might have some people who are intimidated, especially as a female. And also for a man, you might have some people who might just want to marry you because of what you've achieved. So the spouse or the partner you pick is very, very important. For me, the husband I married, I was very lucky. Somebody that even pushes me beyond what I want to be or how I want to be pushed.
Okay.
So he keeps me on my toes.
Okay.
So you have to marry somebody that you're compatible with. Someone that I'm sorry to bring the Bible again, but somebody that you're equally yoked with. Not just in terms of spirituality, but someone you can relate to say, okay, this is where I want to go, and somebody that is not drawing you back. You know, somebody that can push you and be your accountability partner, like I said earlier on. So my husband is somebody that definitely pushes me and supports me. If he knows, okay, I'm going to be working late on a particular date, he definitely steps in and is there to even give the kids their bath when it's required. Or to even say, okay, you know what, let's not worry about cooking today, I'll order something, and bring some food home for us to eat. So it's somebody that has to support you in your pursuit of your dreams, whether business or career.
So someone who complements your dreams positively, pushes you to be a better person.
Exactly.
Nice. Okay, thank you for that. Any closing words for young aspirers like us who look up to you and are inspired by you and the type of people in the world?
What I would say, in as much as you want to set long-term goals, you also have to take things one day at a time, because the minute you start getting overwhelmed, then you kind of get demotivated. So you also need to pace yourself, take things one day at a time, ensure you plan your life, know where you're going. Don't follow the bandwagon, follow what you're good at, do what you're good at, find out where your skills at. Not everybody has to sell something, but you could be a service you provide, it could be a skill you're teaching, it could be a business that you're selling something. So there's so many things you can do with your life. And relationships is very important. I'm very passionate about relationships and customer service. When you have a business, don't be like the typical business that once they get your business, they don't care about retaining you. Customer service is very important.
I agree.
Have that friendly disposition. Bringing the Bible again. Treat others the way you want it to be treated. Once you take that to your business, then the sky is the limit. But we forget that in business and we start treating people as if we are doing them a favor by coming to support our business.
Wow.
Or our career.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You guys, you've heard everything Morin had to say. You didn't hear it from me this time, you heard it from her. She's definitely a high achiever. She's a high flyer. Like, I've looked up to her ever since I met her. She's someone you definitely want to learn from. And this thing she's saying here today, I hope you guys put it into practice, because it will go a long way and help you guys and be beneficial in your lives. So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the red button down below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share this video. Until my next video, guys, I'm NdatseNdomo on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Love you guys.
Bye.
Save the music.